Hi, everyone. Welcome to Curated by Becta's Valentine's Day Meal Kit. Thanks so much for celebrating with us, and thanks for letting us be a part of your special celebration at home. Um, I feel like I'm a little out of practice here, so we're just going to get into it, and I'm sure I'm going to make a couple blunders, and we'll figure it all out. Between me and you, we'll have a fun time. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Oven preheated to 400 degrees. We've got this lovely acorn squash that's already been a little bit roasted. You're going to toss it with some olive oil and salt and pepper and throw it in the oven for 12 minutes. There we are. Hey Siri, hey Google, set a timer for 12 minutes. Oh, it's not on there. Okay, I'll just have to watch because I turned the mic off. All right, so I know now. And I forgot, very important, you want to bring your dessert to room temperature beforehand. So 12 minutes or give or take should do it. And you want to get a baking sheet ready for that. So the chantilly will stay in the fridge, but the lava cake and the white chocolate covered strawberry is going to be coming up to room temperature. Now, we want to get our pan set to medium-high heat for our duck. And you want to put a little bit of neutral oil on there. In my case, grapeseed oil, but canola oil also works well. And while that's warming up, you're going to season the duck, which has already been cooked sous vide, with some salt and pepper. So you don't need to smoke out the place. There's the pepper. And we're also going to put our beet puree in a small pot and warm it up on medium low, and make sure to give it a stir. And the sauce, bigarrode. My wife has given me the thumbs up that I pronounced it properly. And this is basically duck à l'orange. It's a fancy name for duck à l'orange, but perfect for a classic Valentine's Day dinner. So both on low and give it a little stir. And we're going to add half a tablespoon per person of unsalted butter to the sauce, and the beet puree is all set. You don't need to do anything. So if our pan is now warm to medium, you're going to want to first pat down the duck with paper towel and make sure that it's nice and dry. And when it goes in skin side down, then you can season the back side with salt and pepper as well. All right. Then we can go ahead and get started on our appetizer. But before we do, let's have a little bit of the delicious Love Block Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. I love this wine. Both of these wines, some of our classic curated wines, just fabulous. Sauvignon Blanc from a tiny vineyard in Marlborough, New Zealand. Really bright and citrusy with a little bit of tropical fruit and some grassiness, and it goes great with our Waldorf salad. Beautiful. You should always have wine while you're cooking. So we've got our dressing, which is an apple and wasabi dressing, and we're going to pour it all in there. I told the chef that I would let him know if we needed it all, so I may adjust it down a little bit because I thought maybe this is a little much, but maybe not actually with all the gem lettuce. And rather than dirtying a bowl, you can just use the box that it came in. And you want to also put in your spiced walnuts. And you're going to toss that all in the dressing. Let's see. Yeah. And because the dressing is already seasoned, you shouldn't need to add any salt and pepper. Plus, there's lots of fun spices going on with the garnishes that the chef has included. All right. And gem lettuce is strong, so it can withstand a few extra minutes of tossing with the vinaigrette. It's not going to break this down too much, so If it's 15, 20 minutes from the time you toss it until the time you eat it, that's totally fine. So we're going to place half of the salad on the plate, and we're going to top with the various garnishes and then build another thing. So let me see if I can divide this equally by 4, because this is 2 portions for my lovely wife and I. Our son is off at school now, so he does not get to enjoy the meal kit for Valentine's Day, which is too bad because he's a big fan of meal kits in general and duck specifically. So yeah, see if you can divide it by 4. How's our duck doing? It's great. I'm going to probably turn down the heat a little bit. Oh wow, it's got a nice brown going on. So I'm going to flip it now. So I probably did that at slightly higher heat than was necessary because it said 5 to 6 minutes. And if it's truly on medium, then you should be good. But I probably did it on medium high. I'm going to turn on the hood fan just a little bit so I don't smoke the place out and set off the fire alarm, which I have done in previous curated meal kits. That was fun. Okay, so we've got some walnuts going on. And then we're going to top with half of the compressed celery and blue cheese. So the blue cheese is just going to be a little sprinkle on the first round. By the way, this is a fantastic salad, which is available in both small and large sizes at Becta in our wine bar for lunch. So I would highly recommend that you come in and enjoy lunch now 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And Gezellig, by the way, is now open 7 days a week. So lunch Monday through Friday, brunch on the weekends, and and 7 nights a week. So hopefully you guys got the memo, and we can come and have you in for lunch or dinner at one of those places. So I'm going to just check out our duck. It's looking pretty good because I put it in, again, the temperature was a little high. So it's got a nice sear on it. I'm just going to turn it over, turn the heat down so it renders a little bit more of the fat without getting too brown. Give my beet puree a little stir. I can turn that down as well because beets have the ability to retain a lot of heat. So, okay, I've got the celery and the blue cheese and the walnuts on there. I can build up my second layer of salad. There's a lot of salad. You're definitely not going hungry tonight. All right. And we're going to sprinkle the rest of the walnuts in there. And I mix them around. Perfect. And then we go back to the compressed celery. Before I do, actually, I'm going to take the duck out. Yeah. And it's going to rest. So I've got a cookie sheet here with a little resting rack, and that is great for a 5-minute resting. And I need to get the mushrooms in there. Let me make sure I get this properly. Reuse the duck pan to cook the mushrooms. There will be some duck rendered to the bottom of the pan, which will add flavor to the mushrooms. Sear the mushrooms score side down in about 1 tablespoon of duck fat per person. I like a little more duck fat, so you can choose whether or not you're going to do yours. Let me see if I need to season it. Season with salt and pepper only at the end. Be careful because that's hot duck fat. And now that that's going in, I can turn this up a little bit. I can get back to my salad garnishing. Perfect. There's a little bit of celery juice I'm going to throw on there. And we can do the blue cheese. I'm using my hands, where in the restaurant we wouldn't necessarily use your hands for everything, but it's just my wife and I, and when we're at home, we use our hands for a lot of stuff. So feel free to use your hands, but make sure to wash them after you have some blue cheese, because otherwise they're stinky. Clean as you go. Okay, mushrooms, see how they're doing, perfect. Again, give it a little sauce, stir, and a little beet puree. Okay, so we got 2 minutes left on our squash. And I know this sounds weird, but I'm going to put the lava cake on the other side, far side of my pan, so that it is cooking. And I believe it's 4 minutes at 400 degrees. Yes, so that's perfect. And I can pull the chantilly out now. You get to see what's inside our fridge. And we're going to set that up for dessert. So to finish off our salad, and then we're going to put the grape relish on top. This I will probably use a spoon for. Yeah, Chef Kyle just loves this salad. So do I, and so do our guests. Again, available for lunch at Becta in both small and large sizes. And the delicious red wine we have paired with the duck is a Grenache blend from Spain, A de I. And I'm a big fan. Fuller bodied, but still fresh, which is great with duck. Ah, beautiful. So the mushrooms have already been conserva, kind of done like a little pickle and little cooking sous vide. Now they get some really nice brown color on the sous vide. Okay, so squash is ready to go. So let me see how we're doing here. Oh, by the way, let me show off the beautiful salad for you. There we go. We'll get that out of the way. Next up, duck. So I believe we plate with the puree in the middle of the plate. The good news is this stuff stays warm forever. Good to the last drop, of course. I already know which one is going to be my Instagram plate, the one that I didn't make a mess of. So spoon it around on the bottom. So it's in a nice circle. I'm going to get a trivet out so that I can put this on the stove and it's not going to beep at me. Turn the oven off because I always forget to. Add the squash. It's such a gorgeous color combo. And then the molten lava cake goes back in for 2 minutes. These are looking good. I'm going to turn a few of them over to get just a little more color on the one side. So the duck, very important, guys. You need to cut through the short side, not the long side. And there's a little hack on this. Do it on the non-skin side. And you want to cut pretty much as thin as you can. I say about 1/4 to 1/2 inch, probably 1/3 of an inch. How about that? And coming out a perfect medium rare. If you need it more, some people like it more. First of all, the end pieces are always going to be a little bit more well done because they're thinner, and my wife tends to enjoy those more than I do. So I'm going to hook her up because it's Valentine's Day, and we're going to give her that, but I can't. She's going to give me some back but I need to do sort of an equal portion. And then you flip them over so you can fan it out. That's going to be hers, and this is going to be mine. And don't forget to season it with some crunchy salt. And if you season it on the cutting board, then the plate really looks beautiful. Okay, molten lava cake is probably ready to go. So I'm going to take this out. Mushrooms, also ready to go. Oh yeah, really nice. Extra brown caramelizing there. Let me plate it like that. There we go. And again, we're going to season the mushrooms with salt and pepper. I'm going to plate it a little differently. Kind of like little Valentine's Day. There's a couple on the plate. That's perfect. Okay, and then, oh yes, the sauce. I'll do a little bit on the duck, and then the rest around the plate. A little extra. Perfect. So there is our beautiful roasted duck magret with beet puree, acorn squash, king oyster mushrooms, conserva, and sauce Bigao Road. I hope I said that properly. And then finally for dessert, I'm going to get a little spatula. Put this in. A white chocolate strawberry. And a spoon for our chantilly. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a clean knife, and I'm going to cut this in half so that we can see the strawberry, because we need a little color on there. And it looks so much nicer when there's two for Valentine's Day. And there's our beautiful dessert. So thank you for ordering this week. Thanks for letting us be a part of your special celebration at home. I hope you love your package, and I hope we get to see you in the restaurants now 7 days a week at Gezellig and 6 days a week at Becta, except for Sundays. And yeah, just hope you have a great, great Valentine's. Thank you.